Hey, fourth grade. I'm sorry, but this lesson is not as exciting because I'm not in a specific location, but I am going to show you a pretty neat tool that you're going to use for Go Math Lesson 9.5, which has to do with problem solving with money. And this is what the world's about. I mean, pretty much everything revolves around money, so you need to be able to problem solve with it. So let's look at our problem of the day. Together, Marnie and Serena have $1.20. They want to share the money equally. How much money will each girl get? Well, first of all, we know that they have $1.20. So I'm going to instruct you on how to use a tool to help you, or you can also use actual real money or play money, which we will give you to use in class as well. So let me show you this tool. So this is what the tool looks like. I'm going to have it linked on your Launchpad so you can use it. But first thing you need to know is that the bottom tabs here are really vital. So I'm going to go to Explore because I think that'll be good for what we're doing. There's also an option for making change, comparing money, and just showing random amounts of money, which could be interesting and fun to play with while you're practicing using money. So I'm going to go to this Explore, and you see how it has break apart here? That's going to be very important. So I'm going to put the amount of money that our characters had in the problem, which was $1.20. And you will see that that is verified here. Yes, that's $1.20. So I'm going to pretend like one side is one girl and one side's the other. So looking at this, I think it's pretty easy that I can break apart the dimes, no problem. However, the dollar, I can't split in half. It's not going to be valid anymore. So I have to break it apart. So the best thing I know to do is break it into quarters. And how many quarters are in a dollar? Well, that would be 4 quarters. However, this lovely tool uses half dollars, and I'm okay with that, but I'm actually going to break them apart further because usually quarters are what is valid more than half dollars. So I have 4 quarters, and I'm going to break them up between the two girls. So I'm going to get 1 to one girl, 1 over here, and 1 here. So then total up, how much will each girl get? 25 plus 25 plus 10 will be 60 cents. So just by using a visual, I was able to do that. I will also show you a way mathematically how to solve that without a visual. So let's show you how to do it with the actual numbers and not the actual money. So if I have this problem, it's a familiar problem that we have done many times over. The only difference is the decimal point here. So I'm going to actually cover it up. I'm going to use a square there. Let's pretend like it's not there. So let's solve this like we would 2 divided into 120. So 2 doesn't go into 1 at all, so I'm going to put a 0. Now I'm going to say how many 2's go into 12, which is 2 times 6 is 12. And bringing down a 0 means how many 2's go into 0? It is 0. So now my answer isn't 60. You'll remember that my decimal point was right here. So what we're going to do is take the decimal point right up where it was in the place value. So it was between the 1 and 2, the ones place and the tenths place, and that's what we're going to do in the answer as well. So we got 60 cents just like we had gotten when we used the show money. So here's another problem revolving around money. It says Josh, Tom, and Chuck each have 40 cents. How much money do they have together? So the first thing we must think about is that word together. Together usually tells us that we must do what? I know I hear you saying it, addition. So we should add Josh's total, Tom's total, and Chuck's total. So I'm going to go to my tool and I'm going to show you how that should be done. So I'm thinking my 3 boys, and they each have 40 cents. So I'm going to put a quarter 3 times, and then I'm going to put a dime 3 times. And of course, my lovely tool here is totaling it up for me. That doesn't always happen in the real world. And then I have a nickel. So I'm verifying that each of them have 40 cents, 25, 35, 40. So there's 40 cents for each boy, and now here it's showing me my total, $1.20. Now if you didn't have that lovely total there for you, what I would say is you need to total up your coins. So I have 75, 85, 95, 105, which is $1.05. $1.10, $1.15, and that makes $1.20. Having the actual coins to act out is great, but there's also a mathematical way, which I will show you now. Was their total all together, so there were 3 boys. So I could do 40 plus 40 cents plus 40 cents. My decimal points are awful using the iPad here, and I do apologize for that. Of course, 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 12. Carry the 1 up here. And where's the decimal point? Between the ones place and the tenths place, so I'm going to put that here. So, and we're dealing with money, of course, so we want to have our money symbol. So we could do it that way with addition, with multiplication. And let me show you that. So with 40 cents, how many kids did we have? It was 3, so we're going to multiply it times 3. We're going to really pay attention to where that decimal point is. So 0 times 3 is 0. 4 times 3 is 12. Carry the 1. 3 times 0 is 0 plus 1. Now our answer isn't 120. Look where my decimal point is. I'm going to pull that right exactly down so that I have my ones place, my tenths, and my hundredths. And I can really check that by checking my problem. I have 2 places here, I'm going to kind of circle them like this, in my decimal place, behind my decimal point, I should say. So if I look at my problem, I have 2 places behind the decimal point as well. So I know that it is correct. And usually when you're dealing with money, you're going to have exactly 2 places behind the decimal point, no more. So there is our answer that we got when we acted it out as well, $1.20.